All right, let's dive into the world of massage. If you've ever felt totally overwhelmed looking at a spa menu, or just wondered which massage is actually right for you, then you are in exactly the right place. Let's get into it.
Let me just start by asking you a question. Are you feeling totally wound up from a long week at work? Or maybe just completely worn out by, the daily grind? Yeah, if that sounds even a little bit familiar, trust me, you are not alone. So many of us carry that physical weight around with us as tension in our shoulders, our necks, our backs.
And that, my friends, is where massage comes in. At its most basic level, it's really just the practice of applying pressure to your muscles and joints with one simple goal: to ease that pain and release all that built-up tension.
But here's the catch. You decide you want one, you look at a menu, and suddenly you're hit with all these terms like Swedish, Shiatsu, deep tissue. With so many options, how in the world do you know which one's for you? Well, that's exactly what we're here to figure out. Let's kick things off with the #1 reason most people get a massage: pure, simple relaxation. If you're just looking for a path to calm and a release from all that everyday stress, this section is going to be your best friend.
So, in the relaxation corner, we've got two main contenders. On one side, you have the Swedish massage. Think of this as the classic, the OG. It's got those long, flowing strokes designed for full-body relaxation. On the other side, you got hot stone massage, which uses these wonderfully heated stones to basically melt the tension away, helping you relax even more deeply.
So how do you pick? Well, if you're totally new to this whole thing, Swedish is the perfect starting point. Can't go wrong. If you're someone who's always a little chilly or you just love that feeling of deep warmth, then hot stone is, it's a fantastic choice. And hey, if you want to add another layer to it, consider an aromatherapy massage, where they bring in essential oils to make it a treat for your sense of smell too.
But what if chilling out isn't really your main goal? What if you're dealing with some specific nagging pain or muscle tension? Okay, now we're going to shift gears and talk about targeting the real source of that soreness.
To get to that source, we've got to go a little deeper. So these techniques are all about applying more pressure to get into those deeper layers of muscle and work out those stubborn, chronic issues that just never seem to go away.
Our two main options here are deep tissue and sports massage. Deep tissue uses these slow, deliberate strokes with some pretty intense pressure to reach way down into the muscle, perfect for that chronic tightness. Sports massage, on the other hand, is much more specific. It's all about preventing and treating injuries from repetitive movements, and it often zeroes in on just the parts of your body that are giving you trouble. And this next type is really fascinating. This quote here is the key. Sometimes, areas of tightness, known as trigger points, can cause pain in other parts of the body. You know that feeling, right? You have a knot in your shoulder and all of a sudden you've got a headache? Yep, that's a trigger point in action.
The solution for that is trigger point massage. This is a super targeted approach where the therapist literally finds those specific knots and uses cycles of pressure and release to get them to let go. And research actually shows it can be incredibly effective for things like tension headaches, reducing how often you get them and how bad they are.
All right, so far, everything we've talked about involves you lying down on a table and letting the therapist do all the work. For our last category, let's look at something totally different: an active experience, a massage that literally moves with you. Let's compare our two main active styles here. First up, you've got Thai massage. People often call it assisted yoga, and for good reason. You wear comfy clothes, and the therapist guides you through a whole series of dynamic stretches. Then there's Shiatsu, which comes from Japan. You're also fully clothed for this one, but the focus is on rhythmic, targeted pressure on specific points of the body to relieve stress. So, you've checked out the options, you've got an idea of what you might want. What's next? Let's quickly walk through what to expect for your first appointment so you can go in feeling totally confident.
First things first, the cost. You can usually expect a 60-minute session to run you somewhere between $60 and $150. And just like with other services, it's pretty standard to add a 15 to 20% tip for your therapist if you had a great experience.
So what's the session actually like? Well, it always starts with a quick chat about your goals. During the massage itself, don't worry, you'll be covered by a sheet for privacy. And this part is absolutely crucial. Speak up. Your therapist wants you to be comfortable, so if the pressure is too much or not enough, just tell them. A typical session will usually last somewhere between 60 and 90 minutes.
Feeling ready to book that appointment? Awesome. Here's a simple 3-step guide. 1. Ask for recommendations from a doctor, friends, or even trusted online sites. 2. And this is a big one, make sure your therapist is licensed and certified. And 3, communicate. A really great massage always starts with a clear conversation about what you're looking for.
So we've covered everything from gentle relaxation to deep, focused work to active stretching. Ultimately, it all comes down to this one simple question you can ask yourself. What does my body need today?